3 days before my wedding, I opened my front door expecting a delivery of rental chairs. Instead, I found a man I'd never met standing on my porch. He looked like he'd rehearsed this on the drive over. My name is Ryan Mitchell, and this is the story of the 3 days before my wedding. When Sarah's past showed up uninvited, not to stop us, but to finally set itself right.
"Can I help you?" I asked, one hand still on the door. "You must be Ryan," the man said. "I'm Daniel, Sarah's ex-fiance." The name landed like a small shock. Sarah had mentioned him only a handful of times over our 2 years together, always briefly, always with a certain guardedness that told me it was a chapter she'd closed and didn't revisit often. An engagement that had ended abruptly, years before I'd met her. She'd never gone into detail, and I'd never pushed. "She's not here right now," I said carefully, unsure whether to be protective or simply curious. "What's this about?" "I know this is strange, showing up like this, 3 days before your wedding," Daniel said. "But I've been trying to work up the courage to do this for 2 years. I need to talk to her. There's something she deserves to know before she marries you. Not about you. About me." Every instinct told me to send him away. But something in his voice, exhausted, sincere, carrying the particular weight of someone who'd rehearsed an apology for years, made me pause. "Wait here," I said. "I'll call her." Sarah arrived 20 minutes later, and I watched her face shift through surprise, wariness, and something like old grief the moment she saw who was sitting in our living room. "Daniel," she said quietly, "what are you doing here?" "I know I have no right to show up like this," Daniel said, standing immediately. "I'm not here to interrupt your life, Sarah. I heard through mutual friends that you're getting married this weekend, and I realized if I didn't say this now, I might never say it at all. You deserve to actually know why I left. The real reason, not the version I let you believe." Sarah sat down slowly, and I moved to sit beside her, my hand finding hers. "You always thought I left because I got cold feet," Daniel said. "Because I wasn't sure I wanted to get married. That's what I let you believe, because it was easier than the truth." "Then what was the truth?" Sarah asked, her voice steady but quiet. Daniel took a breath. "I'd gotten myself into serious financial trouble. Bad decisions over a couple of years that I never told you about. Debts I'd hidden. Choices I was deeply ashamed of. 2 weeks before our wedding, it all came crashing down at once. I panicked. Instead of telling you the truth and facing it together, I convinced myself you deserved better than someone who'd hidden something that big from you. So I ran. I told you I wasn't ready, and I let you believe it was about you when it was never about you at all." Sarah sat in silence for a long moment. "I spent almost a year thinking something was wrong with me, wondering what I'd missed, what I could have done differently." "I know," Daniel said, his voice breaking slightly. "And that's exactly why I needed to come today. You didn't do anything wrong, Sarah. You never did. I was the one who couldn't face my own mistakes honestly, and I let you carry the blame for it instead." Sarah was quiet for a long time, processing years of unanswered questions, finally finding their answer. "Did you fix it?" she finally asked. "The financial trouble?" "Eventually. It took years, a lot of hard conversations with people I'd hurt, and a lot of rebuilding trust from scratch. I'm in a much better place now. But none of that matters as much as making sure you finally knew the truth, especially before you walk into a marriage without any lingering doubt about your own worth." "Why now, though?" I asked, genuinely curious. "Why not years ago? Shame, Daniel said simply. Shame kept me quiet for a long time. It's taken me years of work to be able to sit in a room and say this out loud instead of running from it, the way I ran from everything back then. I sat there, processing everything, aware of a strange, unexpected feeling settling over me. Not jealousy, not threat, but something closer to gratitude toward a stranger who just handed my future wife a piece of peace she hadn't known she was missing. Sarah, I said gently, whatever you need right now, space to process this, time to talk it through, anything, we have 3 days. We don't have to rush past this. She squeezed my hand. I don't need space from this. I think I just needed to actually hear it. She turned to Daniel. Thank you for telling me. Really, I mean that. Daniel nodded, visibly relieved, like a weight he'd carried for years had finally been set down. I hope you have an incredible wedding, Sarah. I mean that too. You deserve every bit of it. After Daniel left, Sarah sat quietly on the couch for a long while, staring at nothing in particular. I spent so long thinking I'd missed something obvious, she finally said. Some sign that I wasn't paying attention to. Turns out it was never about me seeing something. It was about him hiding something. How are you feeling now? I asked. Lighter, she said, surprising herself with the word. I didn't realize how much weight I was still carrying from that until it was suddenly gone. I pulled her closer. For what it's worth, none of that changes anything about the next 3 days. I still can't wait to marry you. She laughed finally, the tension in her shoulders visibly easing. Good, because I still can't wait either. That evening, Jake noticed Sarah seemed different, quieter, thoughtful. Being Jake, he asked about it directly at dinner. Are you okay, Sarah? You seem like something happened. Sarah smiled at him gently. Someone from my past came to visit today and helped me understand something that had been confusing me for a long time. It was actually a good thing, even though it was a little surprising. Was it a happy surprise or a sad surprise? Jake asked, ever precise. Both, I think, Sarah said. Sometimes those come together. Jake nodded seriously, filing this away the way he filed most grown-up lessons, then returned his attention fully to his mashed potatoes, satisfied with the answer. 3 days later, Sarah walked down the aisle toward me with something I hadn't fully appreciated until that moment. Not just love, but peace. A closed chapter, finally closed honestly, instead of just left open and unresolved. If you've ever carried blame for something that was never actually your fault, if closure has ever come from a place you never expected, I want you to know, sometimes the truth arrives late, but it still arrives exactly when you need it most. If this story moved you, let me know in the comments. And if you have a story of your own, share it below. It might just become our next episode. This is Silent Love, and this was a story about finding peace before saying I do.